age that things happened to me, they tried to end my life at 17 as well. And there was even rumors going around I was dead, because I think underneath that's what they kind of wanted. Because, see, I feel like the hive mind part of the world feels like you can see through them, and they feel naked around certain people. And so it's almost like they want to put that light out. They work so hard at trying to get rid of their own conscience. Then you come around and they're like, what the hell are you being my conscience for? I thought I got rid of that. You know what I mean? It's like, even my granddaughter one time, I think I told you this, but I don't know. She's probably only 4, 3.5, going on 4. And I made her stand in the corner because she gobbled up just made it all my necklaces and gold and stuff, all knotted up, in a ball because she was playing with it. And I said, I've told you not to get into this. You were only in here a while, and now you messed everything up. You go stand in the corner. I said, now I'm not going to spank you or anything like that. It's because you know better. You should feel awful. I've told you. And then you went right against me and did it anyway. She turns around and she leers at me with her eye and she says, Nan, are you my conscience? And I just thought, what the heck? And it hit me right then. She looked at me like she wanted to pry me with that eye, And I thought, okay, that's the problem, So, so just because I've seen so many things in my life and God enlightens me on things. And so I try to share it with people ignorantly thinking they're going to enjoy it as much as I do,
This morning, I don't know. It's just, sometimes my son will say the darndest things, and then other times it's like, oh my God, he just melts my heart.
No, I know. I love kids for that reason. I mean, I love all these grandkids too. I just love it because they're all so unique and they have a new take on life. And if you just listen to them, the most amazing things comes out of their mouth. The 4-year-old said the other day, I know your son is deep too. I look at his eyes and they're so powerful.
I gotta tell you that.
And then don't remind me to tell you what Jake said too. So tell me.
Okay. I gotta tell you this. We do this thing. It's called Hug a Mom Time, in the morning. We kind of I tickle him or whatever, and we cuddle a little bit. And this morning he grabs my face with his 2 little hands and he looks me in the eye and he pulls my face really close and he says, I'm going to be loyal to you for the rest of my life.
How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Oh.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, my heart just melted.
That is so sweet. Well, yeah, my son Luke, one time, I was lying in bed crying, which is not something I spent much time doing. I'll tell you, I was kind of, somebody hurt me. It was like, bam, you're knocked down, So, but, and this guy, I really, really loved him. It was something different, something kind of really special. And anyway, I was lying there crying because something hit me that he was doing that wasn't right to me. And, I was having a hard time explaining it and getting it straightened out with him. And anyway, I was crying. I was lying on my bed, and then I think my son was probably 9 or 10, and maybe 8. I don't know. He came and he laid down by me, and he said, Mama, why are you crying? And I said, because I won't say the name, is hurting me, and I'm just hurting, honey, and he's doing something that's hurting me right now, and I'm not used to this because he's not usually like that. And he goes, oh, what do you need with him anyway? You've got me. And he was hugging me, It was the cutest thing. And you know what? It was funny because it made me feel better. You know what I mean? It literally made me get up and just feel good. He said, oh, the way he said it, what do you need with him? Anyway, you got me. And it was just the best, it was. And so the thing that Jacob said the other day, 4 years old, and we're driving around in the car, and somehow somebody had said something about some kind of people being monsters or something. And Jake says, monsters, if you hang out or you let them drag you long enough, they'll take you to the cliff. And you won't be able to get back up once you go off that cliff. And I was just like, whoa. Because what he's saying is, if you go too far with that wrong spirit, it's a done deal. You can lose yourself. I mean, 4 years old. And he drew a picture of something big with the hands coming down over a person and the person kind of down below. But I mean, just the way he said it, Nan, he said, if the monsters drag you far enough and you go along with them, they can pull you right off the edge of that cliff and you may not be able to get back. And I was just like, wow.
I know, they're so profound. They'll say like the simplest little things, and you're just thinking about it for hours.
If you're really listening, though, they're saying something much bigger than what they just said. Yeah. And he says all kinds of things like that. He's just I can't even believe the profundity of it, Mm-hmm. And so out of the mouth of babes, hence that old saying,
I have this artwork. I have some artwork that Aiden, I have artwork for my kids in frames.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I keep all their little papers and everything they ever drew.
And I have this picture of, my daughter cut out like our faces and then she drew these bodies. Mm-hmm. And she's like, this little tiny little girl in the picture. Mm-hmm. And then she drew me like really big.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, no, that's the kind of stuff. Yeah, and one of mine drew, it had like a cave. There was a dark cave, and then she used colored pencils, and there was me, and I was by the cave, and my hand was going in it, and there was a light just radiating, huge diamond-shaped light in the cave, and she's glued glitter to it all around it and everything. It's amazing. I've kept all those things they did when they were young kids, but it was like the light and the darkness. Do you know what I mean?
It was just funny to me because it's like
so big. I love it.
Like Superwoman, like Wonder Woman.
Well, because you are, and that. No, but they do. Kids know. They know so much more than we give them credit for, and I find that they speak a lot earlier than people will accept because they're taught they don't speak. Mm-hmm. But I've seen many little babies, very tiny, speak, particularly my own. But I've even been in stores, grocery stores, when a mom will have in a bag.
They speak, we just can't understand them.
Well, but sometimes you can even understand them because the mom had one in a backpack and the baby was real little saying, hi. Hi. And I said, hi, and the people don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe that kids can actually talk. I don't know. They think they're robots for 9 months inside you, even though you talk to them all the time. It's the weirdest thing. It's so weird. My kids talked really young. I kid you not. I mean, there you are. And I'm talking months.
Yeah.
I mean, they're humans, it's a funny thing.
They're just not pronunciating, that's all. They're talking, they're just not pronunciating.
Well, and people are taught not to believe they speak. So they kind of don't listen. Do you know what I mean? They don't really hear it because they don't want to hear it. I have videos I'll have to show you of Jake sometime. So young. And in one, he's 2 months old, 2.5. And he's pulling Woody. His brother had a doll, Woody, the little like wooden rag doll, Woody, with a pull string. And I'd tell him to pull it, and he would actually pull that string. And he did it like 4 times. And he finally got so tired, he went, he just didn't want to pull it anymore. I said, it's okay, you don't have to anymore. But I couldn't believe it. He actually, I don't know. Kids are so much more capable than we realize they are.
My daughter it reminds me, my daughter had this headless Buzz Lightyear. I don't know if you remember.
I remember Buzz. I'm telling you.
She had it and it lost its head, and and still dragged it around for like ever, and she'd sleep with it. It wasn't even like a stuffed animal. It was like one of those hard, like plastic Buzz Lightyears.
He was her hero. Yeah. That's so cute. That's so cute. Oh, my son had one he loved, and his name was Boba Fett.
Oh, Boba Fett from Star Wars.
That's it. Yeah, he had him. And one day we were in the car, and we were driving down the street, and he dropped him. I said out the window, he was playing with him. And he, Boba Fett! Boba Fett! It's like, I thought someone died, you know. I stopped and scoured the street for Boba Fett.
I remember this one time I was babysitting. I think I was like, I don't know, I was old enough to drive. And I had to go pick up my cousins at school, and I had my little niece in the back of it's like this Mercedes convertible, SL convertible, and it was my mom's at the time, and I drove it to go pick up the kids, and I had my niece in the back of the car, and you know how you drive up to the school, and you like, they're usually like, you go through the driveway, and all the teachers are out there.
The curve, yeah.
The curb. And then they have the kids, and they walk them to the car, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And she's in the back of the car. And she sees the bus, and she starts yelling, truck, but she wasn't saying truck. I mean, she was yelling at the top of her lungs. She was saying F-U-C-K, F-U-C-K.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
the teachers and everybody was staring, and I was just like, there was nothing I could do, you know. She wasn't saying, like, she wasn't
No, I totally get it. Yeah, my son, his favorite movie when he was 3, 2.5 or 3, and he was talking pretty good, maybe 3, and he liked The Fox and Hound. Remember that movie, The Fox and the Hound? Well, we were in the store one day, and he was saying, Mommy, I want to go home and watch The fucking Hound. The fucking Hound, you know? And he looked like, what the hell? You know? I was so embarrassed. I said, you mean The Fox and Hound? And he said that. My eyes almost fell out of my head. What?
Aiden totally missed this phase, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
What about the phase where they become like walking tape recorders and repeat everything you say to everybody?
Oh, Lord. Oh, that is so scary. I know. It's so horrifying. Or they say everything. Like, you know.
Everything you say to everybody.
I know. And I was getting some fabric one time at this store, and I just got out of my cold, wet swimsuit. I threw a little stretchy fitted skirt on and a little t-shirt, ran to get some stuff because I was going to be late, and I was making this costume or whatever. I had to get it a little bit, and I'm standing there getting it cut, and my daughter's lying on the floor underneath me. Mommy, you didn't wear any. I'm like, yes, I did, honey. It's so embarrassing. I was like, honey, stand up. Come over here, please. Just be quiet. No, I can't see.
I don't know. I'm really fortunate because Aiden doesn't talk that much, but when he says stuff, it's like really...
Oh, my goodness. Kids are funny. I mean, you know, it's like I saw a post on Facebook that said, you know, you can tell your kids to say please and thank you 1,000 times, and they'll never say it. But say M or F-er one time, and they got it down. They'll repeat it immediately, you know. Yeah, that's kids. But, you know, anyway, that's the most beautiful part of life is the spontaneity, the sweetness, the realness, the purity, the simplicity. You know, I mean, I guess my sister one time when she was real little, she said, "Oh, Mommy." She pointed, she said, "Look at the big fat lady." And my mom said, "Honey, don't talk like that. You can't say things like, why you told me to be honest." Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. They don't get it, you know. And it's just so funny because they're so innocent. And anyway, the whole thing is that we at least have that. And we have so much beauty.